Hey, what's up, guys? Here for you today. I have a 20 and 1 in 5 rounds on the map Afghan. So hopefully you enjoy some Modern Warfare 2 gameplay, and let's get into it. So, which games do you guys like? Infinity Ward games or Treyarch games? I'm talking Call of Duty wise. Let's go back to COD 4 for me. So COD 4 was the first Call of Duty I played on Xbox Live. I had Call of Duty 2, but I only played the campaign. And I can remember the first two maps I played on Call of Duty 4 ever. I played TDM on Showdown first, and then TDM on Ambush. And the COD 4 Halo 3 days on Xbox Live when they were in their prime were probably the most fun I've ever had on Xbox Live ever. Like just playing with real life friends is so much fun. Halo 3 is still fun to this day, and so is COD 4, but COD 4 is hackers, so it's hard to deal with. But I feel like COD 4 is balanced. Like if you wanted claymores or RPGs, you needed to use your first perk, so you couldn't have bandolier, you couldn't have three times frags, you couldn't have three special grenades. So I liked it for that. The MP5 and the M16, the 74U and the M40 were all just so good guns, and I feel like it was a really great game. Fucking never got boring. Besides the occasional hackers. And then we move on to World at War. And World at War was a similar game. I liked it a lot. World at War was very fun. It had zombies in it, and the introduction of zombies. It started off as like a thing at the end of the campaign where you ended up in this like airfield, and you had to fight off zombies. That was knocked on Toten, and from there on they kept making DLCs because people wanted more zombies, and that's where it's at today, where zombies is a huge thing in Treyarch games. So that's where it all started with zombies, and I felt like it was a great game overall. The MP40, the Thompson, the semi-automatic rifles were great. The bolt action rifles, the unscoped snipers were actually extremely fun to use, and it was a really good feeling when you go on like a really long kill streak with them. And I like the Moise Naga. It was probably my favorite, like unscoped. Maybe the Kar 98K. I'm not completely sure. My favorite overall gun was probably the MP40. Everyone likes that. It's a fan favorite. But overall, I think World at War was a great game. Really, really fun. But nowadays, it's hacked to shit, and you can't even get into a search and destroy lobby without there being a hacker. Usually, it's like a needle in the haystack, pretty much. So I don't go back and play it. I have it, but I don't go back and play it because of that reason. Otherwise, I probably would play it occasionally. Maybe I'll go back on it, but on this account, I'm only like level 40, so I don't have much unlocked, so it's not as fun as it would be if I did have all my weapons. But maybe I'll go back to it soon and just try some respawn, because I don't think I'm going to find much success in search. So now we move on to Modern Warfare 2. Modern Warfare 2 was a great game, phenomenal. There were some overpowered things such as Commando and One Man Army and Tubes, but I could get past all that and still have a good time on that game. Almost 100% of the time, especially in search. Like getting spawn tubes in search, they're pretty easy to avoid. So, but respawn, yeah, I didn't have too much fun in respawn. It just depends what game mode, really. But like the domination tubing and all that just got crazy. So, yeah, now Modern Warfare 2 is full of trick shotters though, so it's still fun to mess around with them. But they have one man army, so they can just switch, put a try hard class on, and then just switch their sniper at the end and go for trick shots. But it's always fun messing with them. I can still enjoy Modern Warfare 2 now, and I think it's an overall great game. I heard it's really hacked on PS3, but I've never had the experience of playing it on PS3, so I don't know quite how bad it is. But I'm assuming it's really bad from what I've heard. So that's unfortunate because it's still a great game, and it's probably one of my favorite Call of Duties. Yeah, even with the tubing and all that, I could just get past all that and still have a great time. So now we move on to Black Ops One. How do I feel about Black Ops One? Obviously, the FAMAS was the most dominant gun. They even nerfed it a couple times. Still the most dominant gun by the end of the game. You could use other guns, but the FAMAS was like the go-to gun. Maybe along with the 74U pre-patch, but after patch, it just wasn't as good. And the most fun I had on Black Ops 1 was probably just kind of playing it with real-life friends and doing stupid shit in search, going for those combat axes. Oh my god, I called them combat axes. Tomahawks. Going for crossmap tomahawks. I even got a few spawn ballistic knives. It was a fun game. I can't say it's my favorite because of motion sensors, and I didn't like to use hacker or jam or any of those things. I just want to use my ninja and my tacticals, and just leave me alone. Like I don't want to get seen on motion sensors. Ghost was a little annoying, but overall it was a pretty fun game with friends. Solo, I didn't really care for it. Then we move on to Modern Warfare 3, And I remember Modern Warfare 3, I got on the day of release, and the first game I got into, I got on Domination on Mission, and I did not have a good time. I went negative, got spawn trapped, and my overall first impression of the game was bad. But after that, I got pretty good at it, and I started playing Search a lot more, started taking it seriously. And then they came out with the sit rep patch. I still have fun on Modern Warfare 3. I still go back to it pretty often today. So I think it's still a good game. If they hadn't had sit rep in that game, I feel like it could have been 3 times as good as it is now. And then we move on to Black Ops 2. Black Ops 2, I can't really be bothered playing it solo half the time. Friends help a lot, but I'll usually find myself going to another game if I'm just playing pubs like League play. I can only play pubs if I'm in like a full party, and I'll only play it if I'm on like League play. That's about it. I hate playing solo pubs now. It just gets me too annoyed. But overall, I like Infinity Ward games more. Hopefully, Ghost will keep that trend going, and hope you guys enjoyed this commentary and have a great day.